According to this year's World Press Freedom Index, Malaysia has plunged to a historic low in terms of press freedom. It now ranks 147 out of 180 countries. Back in 2006, it had a respectable ranking of 92. Faidzal Mohtar from Malaysia Kini looks at what's gone wrong.
This is very rough sketch.
Zuna is a cartoonist who's been drawing editorial and political cartoons for over 20 years. His cartoons cover a range of issues, but are known for being political cartoons that criticise the government.
You know, most of mainstream media, they neglect this, or they black out the important issues. They just focus on petty issues or some sensational, sensational issues like, yeah, you can see that. This is type of they want to distract people's mind from focusing the fundamental issue. So I go back. I say that no, through my cartoon, I want to highlight the important issues in Malaysia like corruption. You know, there are so many cases of corruption being blacked out by mainstream media.
As rules get stricter on what can or cannot be said, Malaysians are having to get creative about putting out alternative news, including using flowers. A group of designers set up the group Malaysian Spring after the disputed general elections came out.
People generally in Malaysia, I think because the political process is so alienating, that a lot of people are feeling helpless. So by the fact that they can do something simple, even by just the process of making a few flowers and planting those flowers in a public space, which is semi illegal or legal, just that action of defiance, I think is very important.
They encourage people to plant colourful flowers at empty spaces around Malaysia. People of all ages took part in the campaign, with thousands of flowers being planted.
And we want to just get this idea of maybe Malaysian can have a spring. So we want to do this mass planting of flowers to make our neighbourhood a lot more colourful, and at the same time making people think about that things can be beautiful, things can be sunny, things can be warm, and everything else in this country if all of us put some effort into it.
But the government didn't see it as something beautiful. Local government officers came and tried to pull the flowers out. But in one area, the residents fought back.
Then starts coming out from their homes and they were protesting. And I think, more and more people came out, and I think it got to a stage where DBKL decided that they cannot proceed anymore because some untoward incident might happen, so they back off.
The government has also actively tried to stop political cartoonist Zuna from getting his work seen.
The official from Home Ministry, they started to harass my vendors and bookstore who sell my cartoon. So they give a warning to them not to sell my cartoon in the future. And so they also seized, I think, hundreds of my books during that time. They raided the bookstore and they seized. Later on, what they did is they banned my cartoon under the Printing and Publishing Act. After that, I came up with a book after the raid. So they start to ban the book, another book.
He says the internet has been harder for the government to control.
Now we have internet. We are lucky we have internet.
Messages are continuously being spread in Malaysia through alternative mediums that have yet to face any regulation.